Now, we're done with the parts of speech. Now we're moving forward towards common and proper nouns. What do you think common and proper nouns are? We already know what nouns are, and we're pretty clear about what nouns are. What do you think common and proper nouns are? Yes, take a minute and think about it. I think I'm going to tell you guys now. Common and proper nouns. Common nouns name any person, place, thing, or idea. They are not capitalized unless they come at the beginning of a sentence. For example, I can't wait to start college this fall. I ordered a new computer online. We're going to play baseball in the park. Now these are the common nouns because we are not specifying the name of any college here. So it could be any college. We don't know. It's a common noun. I ordered a new computer online. So there are two common nouns, computer, because we don't know which model of the computer it is. And online, we don't know where, from which online shop has she ordered, or so it's a common noun. Now we're going to play baseball in the park. We don't know which park is this. It's not specified. It could be any park, so it's a common noun. Now let's talk about proper nouns. Proper nouns are the names of specific people, places, things, or ideas. Proper nouns should always be capitalized. Always remember, because we have to focus on our grammar, writing, listening, and reading collectively. So please always remember that proper nouns should always be capitalized. Don't forget to capitalize all parts of proper nouns. For example, I got accepted to UCLA. So UCLA is a renowned institution, and we know it's just one, so it is a proper noun. I ordered the laptop from Amazon. Amazon is a website, and we all know it's just one, so it will be capitalized. The first letter of it will be capitalized. We're going to play baseball in Prospect Park. Now we have named the park. It's just one park. We have named it, and we're talking about a particular park. We're not talking about any park, so it makes this a proper noun. Excellent. Let's move further. Let us have a look at this picture. Common nouns name generic people, places, things, or ideas. For example, author. Who is an author, by the way? Yes. Author is the person who writes a story or a book. That person is known as author. So, author, city, planet, language. These are all very generic things. These are not specified. So what are these? These are common nouns. And whereas proper nouns name specific people, places, things, or ideas. For example, Leo Tolstoy. This is a specific person we're talking about. So it makes him a proper noun. Paris. Well, we all know there's only one Paris. Neptune. We're talking about a specific planet now, so that makes it a proper noun. And Spanish. So these always begin with a capital letter. Have you noticed? All the common nouns begin with a small letter. However, all the proper nouns begin with a capital letter. So whenever you use common and proper nouns in your writing, please make sure that you capitalize the first letters of proper nouns. Great. Let us have a look at some examples. Common nouns. Restaurant. Proper noun, In and Out Burger. Chocolate, Snickers. Laptop, MacBook. Car, Porsche. Suit, Giorgio Armani. Subject, math. Lizard, Komodo dragon. Toy, Barbie. Movie, Spider-Man. Drink, Pepsi. Singer, Justin Bieber. So, now you know the difference between common and proper nouns. Now this is exercise time. Now I want you guys to do one thing. I want you guys to identify all the proper nouns in this paragraph. I'm going to read this paragraph. It's not hard at all. Believe me, it's very easy. I've chosen the exercises which you guys can do within a blink of an eye. Believe me. So, The Great Gatsby is one of the most famous works of American literature. In this career-defining novel by F. Scott Fitzgerald, A wealthy man named Jay Gatsby throws elaborate parties to attempt to get the attention and win back the affection of his past love, Daisy. Daisy is one of the social elites of East Egg, a fictional town in Long Island, New York, and hails from an old family. Gatsby, on the other hand, is newly wealthy and not from a reputable family. Though his book is filled with flashy cars and wild parties, through narrator Nick Carraway's perspective, we see the pain of loss and the death of the American dream. I am giving you a minute. You can read the passage on your own and just, identify the proper nouns. It's very easy. Proper nouns are the specific name of places, people, things, ideas, if we talk about it specifically. So which specific noun is mentioned in this paragraph? Okay, let me share the answers with you guys now. Here we go. The Great Gatsby. The first word, the Great Gatsby, it's a noun. It's a proper noun. F. Scott Fitzgerald is a proper noun again. J. Gatsby, it's a name, so we're talking about a specific person. Moving further, Daisy. Daisy has been mentioned twice, so both the times Daisy will be proper noun. East Egg, it's a place, it's a specific place that we mentioned. Long Island, New York, these are the specific places as well. Gatsby again. And now the last one, Nick Carraway. Nick Carraway is also a name. It's a specific, it's person's name. So it's also a proper noun. Very well done. Now we're done with parts of the speech and common and proper nouns. Let's move forward towards the articles. Shall we? Articles. A, an, and, the. Yes. So, do you know vowels and consonants? I'm sure some of you must be aware of what vowels and consonants are. Even if you're not, let me just, walk you through it. English alphabets, there are 26 English alphabets from A to Z, out of which only 5 are vowels. Vowels. A, E, I, O, U. These are the 5 letters which are vowels. The remaining of entire B to Z, all the remaining letters are called consonants. Just take out these 5 letters from the ABC and the remaining letters are called consonants. So, now that you already know what are vowels and what are consonants, let me tell you a little bit more about what we use with vowels and what we use with consonants. Articles. A, an, and the. English has 2 articles, the and a or an. This is used to refer to specific or particular nouns. A, an is used to modify non-specific or non-particular nouns. We call the definite article and a or an the indefinite article. Just remember this thing. The is called the definite article. The is the definite article, whereas a or an is the indefinite articles. With all the words in English language, we use articles. We say a ball, a cat, a dog, an egg, an umbrella, the gate. So we use words with different, we use articles with different words. That's how we go about it. Now, how do we use indefinite article? I have divided definite and indefinite articles separately, and we'll be talking about indefinite article at first. There are several rules that I want to share with you people so that you guys understand the rules and how to apply articles and how to use them in a sentence properly. A common noun is the singular number always requires an article before it. A common noun always requires an article before it, just remember this. But a plural common noun does not require any article always. A plural common noun can have the article the if we want to particularize the noun. For example, I saw a snake. Now I'm talking about a random snake. I saw a snake. But if I say I saw snakes in a zoo, I don't need to add any article before snakes, because it is in its plural form. I saw snakes in the zoo. Now, moving further, I have seen the snake again. Now, refer to the snake I have already seen earlier. Why have I used the with the snake? Because I am not talking about any snake. I am talking about the snake that I have already seen earlier. It is a specific snake that I've already seen. That is why I'm using the along with the snake. I have seen the snake again. Moving further, I have seen the snakes again before leaving the zoo. Refers to the particular snakes of the zoo which I saw earlier. So I have used the with the plural as well. But I did not use a because I've already seen those snakes and before leaving the zoo. Rule number 2. The choice between the two indefinite articles a and an is determined by sound. Sounds are very important in English. In any language, but yes, in English as well. Words beginning with consonant sound precede a, and words beginning with vowel sound precede an. There are some special cases too. So, whenever we have a word that begins with a vowel, a, e, I, o, u. Whenever we have a word that begins with any of these 5 letters, we'll use an with it. What will we use? An, yes. However, if we have any word that begins with a consonant, be that B, D, C, M, N, we will use a with it. A monkey, a doll, an igloo, an ant. Are you getting me? I hope you are. Alright. So, for instance, what does for instance mean? Can you think of it? For instance mean for example. Instance is another word for example. So I would really be working on with you guys to develop a good healthy vocabulary. So just remember, instance mean example. Next time you have to use example word in your speaking or writing, you can use instance, for instance, and then you can move on. A university, a union, a useful book, etc. A $1 note, a one-man army, etc. An MA, a BA, an LLB, a BSc, etc. So we're talking about specific things here. It also depends upon the sound that we proceed with. Next thing, rule number 3. A or an sometimes makes a proper noun a common noun. Proper nouns generally do not take any articles, but when a proper noun needs to be used as a common noun, you must bring a or an for it. For example, he thinks he's a Shakespeare. So here we're not basically talking about the original Shakespeare. There's only one Shakespeare, the original Shakespeare. We're not talking about the original, the real Shakespeare. We are saying that he thinks he's a Shakespeare. So Shakespeare does not refer to the actual person, but someone like him. That is why we use a. We're using a with him, with Shakespeare, and not the. He seems to be an Australian. Now he seems to be an Australian. Australia is a proper noun, but Australian is a common noun because there's only one Australia, but million of Australians. Are you getting it? I hope you are. Moving forward. Rule number 4. Sometimes indefinite articles are used to refer the number 1, each, and per. For example, I earned $1,000 in that job. $1,000. I have a car. That means one car. it goes 50 miles an hour per hour. So sometimes a and an also refer to one, each, or per, because obviously whenever we use a or an with some word, with some any word or anything, it refers that we're talking about one singular item. All right. Rule number 5. Indefinite articles often precede descriptive adjectives. For example, he's a good boy. What a nice car. So you see, indefinite articles often precede with descriptive adjectives when we use a descriptive adjective. Rule number 6. A sometimes come before determiners. For examples, a few, a little, a lot of, a most, etc. But in the case of many, a or an comes after. For example, I have a few friends coming over. There is a little milk in the jar. Many a fan welcomed. So, before a or an are used, a is basically used before few, little, a lot, most, but in some cases it is also used, a or an are also used after many. So that depends upon the case that you're dealing with, the sentence that you're using. Now we will move towards definite article. The. Definite article, the. Indefinite article, a or an. Definite article is the, and indefinite article is a or an. Now we'll be discussing definite article, the. Rule number 1. The is used to indicate a particular person or thing in the case of common nouns. For proper nouns generally do not take an article. So proper nouns generally don't need an article. The man is running. A particular man. We're talking about a particular man. We're not talking about any random person. We're talking about a particular man. I saw the boy stealing. Now you're talking about the boy which you actually saw stealing. It's not just any boy from the street. It's the boy that you saw stealing, so you're talking about that particular boy. Where is the pen I gave you last year? The pen, because we're talking about the specific pen that you gave the other person last year. I gave him a ball, but he lost the ball. Now, in the first sentence, in the first part of the sentence, I gave him a ball. The ball is a random ball. But in the second part, but he lost the ball, because it's the ball that you already mentioned, that you already know. You're talking about a ball that you're aware of, you're familiar with. Rule number 2. Sometimes the is used to generalize a group or whole class. For example, the dog is a faithful animal. Refers to the whole species of dog. Now we're talking about the whole species of dog. We're not talking about a general dog, a specific dog. The English are industrious. Refers to people of England as a nation. We're not talking about one person. We're talking about all the English nation. The honest are respected. The plus adjective is equal to plural nouns. Honest. We're talking about honest people generally. That people who are honest are respected. We're not talking about a specific person here. The poor are not always dishonest. Yet again, we're talking generally. Rule number 3. To particularize a non-count noun, the is required before it. For example, the water of the Arctic Ocean is freezing. So, non-count noun, something that we cannot count, something which is infinite. Infinite means too much to count. Another example, please return the money I lent you last year. So we're not talking about the money. We're not talking about the amount basically. I'm not saying please return 200 euros that I gave you last year. If I would have to say, please return my 200 euros that I gave you, please return 200 euros that I gave you last year, I will not use the with it. But if I have to say, please return the money that I sent you or that I lent you last year, then I will use the. Rule number 4. The is mandatory before a thing which is only one of a kind in the universe. The moon is shining tonight. So, we're talking about specific things now. Are you getting me? I hope you are. The earth is moving around the sun. There is only one earth and there is only one sun, so far as that we know. So we'll use the with them. Using definite article the. Use of the before geographical places. Use the with geographical places generally depend on the size and popularity and plurality of those things those nouns refer to. The is generally used everywhere except some cases, so it's better to know those exceptions first. This list of the things, this list that I've mentioned, the is not used with all these things. Generally, the is used with everything, but with all the lists that I've given, the is not used with any of these things. Name of continents. We will not say the Asia, the Europe. We just say Europe, Asia, Australia, Africa, South America, North America, Antarctica. We don't require the with them. Name of countries. We don't say the Pakistan. We don't say the Australia. We don't say the Bolivia, the England, the Spain, the France. We don't say that because the is not needed with them. Name of states or cities. Los Angeles, Alaska, Sydney, London. You don't require to add the with them. Singular lakes or bays. Lake Carey, Lake Eyre, Lake Hillier, Shark Bay. We don't add the with them. Mount Everest, Mount Solitary, Mount Bindo, Mount Fuji. We don't add the with them as well. Name of single islands. Easter Island, Bear Island, Bird Island, Fatima Island. We don't need the with them. Names of languages. Spanish, Russian, English. When they precedes, these nouns, they refer to the population of those languages. So we don't need the with them. Names of sports, cricket, football, basketball. We don't say the cricket, the football. We just say cricket because we don't need the with it. Names of discipline, subjects or studies. Biology, history, English, math, science. We don't use the with them, right? So the is widely used article in English except for this list that I've mentioned. On the other hand, the previously showed list has some opposite factors too. There are some factors that I need to explain to you guys. These are the things with which we use the. These are the list. This is the list that with which we will use the. Names of oceans, gulfs, seas and rivers. The Pacific, the Atlantic, the Coral Sea, the Timor Sea, the Persian Gulf, the Nile, the Murray River, the Darling River, etc. Names of countries with United States or islands. For example, the United States. Now its name is actually the United States, so that's why we use the USA, the UK, the UAE, the Philippines, etc. Names of Great Lakes. The Great Lakes, the African Great Lakes, we use the with them. These are some of the exceptions that we're talking about here. Name of mountain ranges, the Himalayas, the Alps, the Andes, etc. Name of a group of islands, the West Indies, the Andamans. So these are the lists that we use the with. Now this is exercise time. Alright. Fill in the blank with the appropriate article a, an, or the, or leave the space blank if no article is needed. So give it a look and think about which article will come in this blank. I want dash apple from that basket. Dash church on the corner is progressive. Miss Lind speaks dash Chinese. I borrowed dash pencil from your pile of pencils and pens. One of the students said, dash, professor is late today. Eli likes to play dash volleyball. I bought dash umbrella to go out in the rain. My daughter is learning to play dash violin at her school. Please give me dash cake that is on the counter. I lived on dash Main Street when I first came to town. Let me share the answers with you guys now. Alright. I want an apple because A is a vowel. Apple It has A, so it's a vowel. The church on the corner is progressive. Miss Lin speaks Chinese. No article was needed in this sentence because we don't use any article. I just told you that we don't use any article with the language, right? I borrowed a pencil. One of the students said the professor is late today. We're not talking about any professor. We're talking about a specific person. So we'll use the. Eli likes to play volleyball. No article was needed here. I bought an umbrella. Yet again, why? Because it's a vowel. My daughter is learning to play the violin. The violin, because it's a consonant and you won't use a. She is learning a particular violin. Please give me the cake that is on the counter. We're talking about the specific cake. We're not talking about any cake. I lived on the main street when I came to town, so no article was needed here. Now we have done all of the things. We have done the parts of speech, we have done common and proper nouns, and we have also done articles. Bravo! Now, all the students, there are some things that I would like to mention, that all the students will be supervised and assisted along with the assignments that you will be doing, and you will get hold of the English language and you will never feel underconfident again. This course will be offered entirely in English language, so you don't have to worry about if you will be able to understand or not. We will be using easy English that you will be able to understand and comprehend like you just did. A quick tip that I would like to give all of you is that please make sure to make your notes, and all your questions will be answered in weekly live sessions that we'll be conducting. And interactive lessons. The lessons are designed in interactive manner so that it will keep your mind fresh. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope you all enjoyed your first lesson for the online English proficiency course. Thank you so much, and I hope I'll see all of you in the next lesson. Take care of yourself and see you. Bye bye.